Hey, what's up you guys? Today we're going to be covering the subreddit EntitledParents. This is a subreddit that I've noticed started getting a lot of traction as of late, or I might just be a little bit late to the game and I'm playing catch up. Regardless, let's hop right into this. Just give us your Persian cat! My family and I rescued a Persian cat from the street. We took care of her and now she looks fabulous. A couple of months ago, we threw a party and we invited all of our neighbors. Here's when the fun begins. Entitled Parent comes up to me.
What an adorable cat you have. What's her name?
Her name is Nut, and she is 6 years old. Entitled Parent to her son.
What do you say? Should we adopt her?
Excuse me?
Our family has been meaning to get a cat for ages, and yours looks beautiful.
No! She's our cat, and we took good care of her. I'm not about to give it to you.
Stop being so selfish. Entitled Kid got a lot of good grades this year, and I am trying to reward him.
At this time, my mom hears the commotion and comes to ask if everything is okay. Entitled Parent tells her that she needs our cat for her son. Mom gives her a confused look and asks if she's serious. Entitled Parent says she is. Mom.
She's our cat, but if you really want to adopt an animal, I would recommend...
Local adoption center named nearby.
No! My son really wants this cat.
At this point, my mom gets annoyed and asks Entitled Parent to leave. Entitled Parent starts swearing and saying that the cat is too good for us, and we are too poor to take care of her. Mom threatens Entitled Parent to call the police if she doesn't leave. Entitled Parent leaves in a hurry with Entitled Kid. After a couple of months, Entitled Parent leaves to another state. Since then, nobody tried to take her cat away from us. Oh boy, this is a doozy. I can't imagine having someone think that you are too poor to take care of an animal that you have been taking care of. Frankly, I don't care if your son cured cancer. He's not allowed to just come and take things because he wants them. My son can play here and have your toy. AKA, Entitled Mom disrespects my wishes to have peace in my room and insists her son can have my Harry Potter merch. This happened a few weeks before Christmas break last year. My mom was having a clothes selling party thing where a local clothing company comes to someone's house and presents their clothes. I never really understood the whole thing, but the clothes company has come to my house a few times, so I'm used to it. I wasn't supposed to be home that day since I had school, but I got a mental breakdown at school and had to take the rest of the day off and go home. I sent my mom a message explaining the situation, and as she knows I've had some mental health issues, she understood it. I took a bus home, and because our house was full of guests and kids, no one really realized I was there. That was good for me, since I really just wanted to get to my room without getting unnecessary attention. As I successfully managed to get upstairs, I sighed in relief, but stopped walking when I heard noises from my room. Entitled Kid.
This wand thing is really cool. I want it. But it's not yours. What if the owner of this room realizes it's missing? She's not home, remember? Besides, she's like 14. She doesn't need us.
At this point, I stepped into my room, my face literally burning out of anger. I saw about 5 kids in my room. The Entitled Kid sitting in front of my shelf, someone else on my bed, and 2 kids opening my drawers. The one talking about how he wants to take my wand was about 11 years old. All the kids immediately turned to me. In anger and shock, I said, "Get out!" I didn't say it that nicely. I definitely threw a curse word in there. All the kids immediately got up and ran out. Now the thing is, I don't like having people in my room if they're not family or friends, especially when I haven't given my consent and allowed them to go into my room. For me, my room is like a safe place, like a place where I can have peace. It's mine. I developed a fear of having people in my room when I'm not there to say no when I was about 8. We had a similar party, and again, I wasn't home, and when I came back, I saw random kids in my room, playing with my stuff. I do understand that at the time, we were all just kids, but from that moment on, I started to hate if someone goes into my room without my consent. It's my safe place, especially when I'm having a breakdown. I don't think it's selfish. I just want to have my room just for me. So with that said, you'll probably understand that I was upset finding random kids in my room and finding out one of them wants to take my stuff. Thanking God for the fact that I came home early, I sat on my bed, but as soon as I thought I don't have to see that kid anymore, I heard footsteps and a woman open the door and sees me. Entitled Mom.
Who are you? My son was here with his friends before you. Did you scare them away?
Ma'am, I live here. This is my room.
Oh, you're Emigrin? But your mother told me you wouldn't be home.
I had to leave school early because of personal reasons.
Oh well, that doesn't explain why my son can't play in here.
I'm not feeling okay right now, and I really need to be alone.
Excuses. You're just selfish, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Besides, I basically caught your son talking about how he's going to take my stuff. At this point, Entitled Kid speaks up.
I wasn't being that serious.
Darling, did you really try to take something from her?
Well, that wand on the shelf looks neat.
Entitled Kid points at the shelf, and Entitled Mom grabs the wand. Side note, the wand is not a toy. It's Harry Potter merch. It's pretty fragile, and I got it as a birthday gift when I visited London years ago. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and that wand is important to me.
Oh, it's just a silly toy, isn't it? He can have it.
But it's not. It breaks easily, and it's mine.
But you're 14. You don't need such a toy. Why do you even have it if you can't use it?
Look, it's merch for a book series that is very important to me. I pointed at my shelf, showing all the Harry Potter stuff I had gotten over the years. Entitled Mom snorted and looked at me.
You have all that. You won't be missing this little wand.
She was already handing it to Entitled Kid, who probably didn't even like Harry Potter, but I ripped it off of her hands.
Give it to him now. You don't deserve it.
I couldn't believe my ears. This woman was so entitled. She insisted me to give her son my birthday gift. I laughed at her face and told her no. At this point, my big brother walked into my room and asked what was going on. Apparently, Entitled Mom's scream was loud enough for everyone to hear. Big brother. Immigrant. What is going on? Her son tried to take my wand, and now she said I don't deserve it and I should give it to her son. Besides, I'm not feeling okay and I wanted to be alone in my room. My big brother politely but firmly told the woman and her kid to leave my room. He explained that I really needed to be alone, and he also explained that the wand was not a toy, and it was, in fact, mine.
Well, you can at least tell me where to get one of those wands.
Sure. She got it from Warner Bros. Studios in London.
Entitled Mom's face reddened with anger, and she left our house. Apparently, Mom didn't even know her. She was someone else's friend who apologized for her actions. The other kids apologized for me as well. I'm never leaving my house when we have guests over again. Well, I gotta say, as someone who is very anxious about people going through his stuff, I gotta say, that is a nightmare. I would completely lose my mind if I came home and someone was rummaging through my stuff and talking about stealing it. I definitely feel for Emigrant, and I'm glad her big brother was there to be the voice of reason and firmly told them to get out of her room. My daughter wants to pet your dog. Give the dog to her now. Today I didn't have school, so I decided, since it was a pretty sunny day where I live, to take my little dog, a 6-month-old King Charles Cavalier, for a walk. My dog's name is Lily, by the way. Everything went well at first. I'm just walking around in my neighborhood, looking at how adorable my puppy is as she walks in front of me, smells everything. At some point, I walk past a coffee shop. My parents and I visit this coffee shop very often, so the staff that work there know me personally, and I can safely say we have a very friendly relationship. And there's a mother, our future entitled parent, sitting on the outside tables of the coffee shop with her child that was about 9 or 10 years old. I would normally just walk past her, but her child got excited seeing my dog and started screaming that she wants to pet it. So I just smile and lower myself to stand beside Lily as the little girl comes over to pet it. The first few seconds are going great. The little girl pets her head gently and asks me about her gender, how old she is, and etc. Then out of the blue, she starts pulling my dog's ears roughly, and Lily starts whimpering. Me. Takes Kid's hands off of the dog's ears as softly as possible. She doesn't like that, sweetheart. It hurts her ears. Entitled parent stands up from her chair aggressively, surprising both me and her child.
Excuse me? Did you just touch my child?
I'm sorry if that bothered you. She just pulled my dog's ears and I pulled her hands away to make her stop doing it. It won't happen again.
So? It's a dog. She's an amazing girl and an excellent student. Let her play however she wants.
No, it's my dog. And I don't want your daughter to hurt her. At that point, she started getting pissed and pulled her child beside her. So I stood up as well and took Lily in my arms. Kid.
Mommy, I want the dog.
Entitled parent whispers something in her kid's ear that I didn't hear, but it made her kid smile.
Let the dog down this instant and let my daughter play.
I look at her, shocked from the way she talks to me, but I still have hope, so I simply say, no. And oh boy, here we go.
Who the hell do you think you are? My daughter wants to pet the dog. Give the dog to her now.
Me. I don't know how, but still somehow calm. I'm the owner of the dog, and I don't want to do that. I try to walk past her, but she blocks the way with her body.
My daughter wants the dog. I tried to be polite, but you are so rude and terrible. Give the dog to me.
And she seriously pushed me and tried to take Lily away from my arms. I somehow managed to step back in time and not lose my balance. The coffee shop manager, that is also a friend of mine, appears and separates us, since we are practically shouting at this point. Coffee manager.
Is there a problem here?
Yes, there is. This girl has taken our dog away from my daughter's arms and refused to give it back.
She claimed my dog as hers. I was so stunned that I couldn't even move my mouth to defend myself. Coffee shop manager. Points at Lily.
You talking about this dog?
Yes.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I happen to know for a fact that this is her dog, not yours.
No, it's our dog. My daughter wants it.
No, it's not, and I don't care if she does. I'm going to politely ask you to leave now.
She hissed some offensive words, made a little more of a scene, and then started gathering her things. I just went inside to drink a little water because I was shook. Before they leave, I heard the little brat saying something along the lines of,
But you said it would work. You said I could have the dog and take it home.
I never believed that people like this actually existed. This literally tried to steal my dog. I'm still shocked and my face is red like a bloody tomato. I gotta say, I don't know how she kept calm in that situation. I would have probably been swinging as soon as she blocked me from leaving. I don't normally have anger issues, but it aggravates me when people try forcing me to stay somewhere or forcing my movements in any way. So, if I was in this situation, I probably would have pushed her straight over. My driveway does not belong to you. About 3 months ago, we had some new neighbors move in and they started a daycare out of their home. The kids haven't been as much of an issue as I was expecting, aside from some occasional noise. The parents, on the other hand, oh god, the parents. It started with this one dude. Let's call him Jim. Jim liked to park in our driveway. Not really an issue at first. He usually was only there for a few minutes, and my housemate works in the morning, so his car isn't there. However, housemate switched to evening shifts about a month in, and his beat-up Crown Vic proudly took up his half of the driveway. Jim did not like this. No, he did not. There was a Crown Vic in his parking spot, so he honked and made lots of noise, much to the shame of his two young boys. Wow, we're becoming Cat in the Hat here. Now me, not being fucking insane, went outside to go see who was honking out front of our house at 8 a.m. Cue this exchange.
You're in my spot.
This is my driveway. You can park in the street if you need to drop off your kids.
Don't tell me what to do. Move your car. You're in my spot.
Alright, hold on. My keys are inside. At this point, I went inside and told my housemate what was going on. Since he'd blarely stumbled out in the living room in his his tartan pants to see what all the ruckus was about. About a minute went by, and Jim, the patient and considerate soul he was, began honking again. Housemate and I decided to ignore him and make oatmeal. After a while, the honking stopped, and we assumed that was that. Oh, how we were wrong. 2 days go by with no sign of Jim. Our neighbors brought us an apology pie, which was delicious. They'd apparently told him not to park in our driveway when he'd started doing it, but he told them we said it was fine. We had never talked to him before this incident. Day 3, I am again awoken by the delightful noise of honking. I look outside. It's Jim. My neighbors come outside and start talking to him. He's still honking. Kids see what's about to happen, exit stage left. I come outside along with housemate, who is again only in tartan pants. You need to get out of my spot. Nope, not today, crazy. I'm gonna call the cops, zombie microwave. Tell them to bring a straitjacket and a fancy padded van and maybe a tow truck.
Your pants make you look like a
Only when I'm sucking. At this point, Jim had at least stopped honking. You'd think he was trying to seduce a goose. He flipped us off and drove away, which was hysterical since we live in a cul-de-sac and he had to do an awkward 3-point turn before leaving. The police sent a squad car and we gave them what information we had. They also talked to the neighbors as well as doing the wellness check on Jim's kids, who mostly just seemed embarrassed. They offered to send someone out the next morning and we agreed since we had been tired of the noise. Side note, the officer said my housemate's pants were pretty sweet. The next day, Jim showed up in his ugly sedan. He sat in his car and the honking began. Wow, we really are Dr. Seuss. But this time, what joy, justice prevailed. Jim got arrested and now has to pay bail. Turns out he had a warrant out for his arrest for something else. I heard he assaulted a cashier or something, but I'm not sure how true that is. Mom picked the kids up from daycare, and she did not demand to park in our driveway. We haven't seen them since. I know he's out of jail since the cops told us to call them if he shows up and does his goose impression again, but so far, no sign of him. I really can't believe how entitled some people can be. I drive bus for a living, and I gotta say, there are a lot of parents who just feel so entitled on the road. A lot of them get annoyed that a big vehicle, like a bus, has to go through certain neighborhoods. And so they decide, hey, we're gonna park right where you have to go, because it's somehow gonna stop me from having to go through there. This one guy decided that it was a good idea to block the lane, which only caused me to have to let him know that if he doesn't move his vehicle, I'm going to have to get police out there. And he was not happy about that. But he eventually did move. So I really feel for this. I know how annoying drivers can be, and especially parents of kids at a daycare, since I drive school bus. I know how entitled parents can be. I've even had a racist parent tell me they don't want their kids sitting with quote-unquote brown kids. I told them that that is a very backwards attitude, and they can call my manager, and I don't really care. But if they want their kids to ride the bus, then they have to be all inclusive. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is the first in a series of Reddit videos that I'm going to start. I tried doing this on past channels before, but I stopped because I was so inside my head about whether people would like it, whether or not. So this time I'm just doing it because I enjoy it, and if people want to watch, people can watch. But I just really enjoy this type of videos. I'm going to name drop some people that I watch on the reg, like Cuestar, Wildspartanz, Fun with Failure. I really like his I Don't Work Here Lady Stories. Fresh, Bumfris, and so many more. I just really like this format of videos. And if it gains traction, maybe we'll see where this channel goes. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to check out some music stuff that I did for the first couple videos, the links will be either in the description or at the end right here of the video somewhere. But until next time, this has been Dylan Distorted.